I gotta say, I'm very perplexed and surprised I haven't heard about this sooner. Um, I, I guess I must really like my name must really be Patrick Starr the way that I live under a rock. 'Cause how have I not heard or seen anything about this? I've seen little like snippets here and there on like social media and stuff, but I usually just if I'm on social media, I'm either just like throwing stuff for the channel or looking for like funny reels for like a try not to laugh. So I usually just skip past like everything else. This case is crazy. For those of you unfamiliar or haven't picked up by the title or thumbnail yet, I'm talking about the D4vid case, where a famous singer is extremely under fire right now because of a very weird relationship he had with a 15-year-old girl, which apparently the relationship started even before she was 15, which is either way, it's weird, it's crazy. He's a 20-year-old singer who's dating a 15-year-old. There's no other way around that besides pedophilia and just weird as hell. It's weird. All right, you are weird. You are weird. I shouldn't be making fun of this situation, but the reason why it's even more controversial, besides that sick fact alone, is because she was just recently found dead, or her body was just recently found decomposing in his trunk of a car that he owns, and he has not been charged. He has not been arrested, anything of the sorts. He hasn't even been questioned, which is ludicrous to me. That's crazy. I mean, I feel like it's an open and shut case, but of course, like in the court of law and all that, innocent until proven guilty. But in terms of the court of public opinion, he is very much so cooked. There is no coming back from that. There, even like I said, the fact alone of the relationship, like that alone is it's donezo, right? Like you're not coming back from that at all. But we went over this on stream, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, just sort of talking about it and whatnot. Because it was news to me, so I wanted to like react to it with everybody else and sort of hope that some of you guys could help fill me in on what the heck is going on. We watched a video by itsJanke. itsJanke or itsJanke. He did a very good job of covering everything, so I'll leave the link in the description if you want like a much more detailed, less smooth-brained idiot take on it. I would suggest watching that video. But yeah, I don't know how I've been like in the dark about this.
Artist David has been convicted of murder and also pedophilia. After a
All right.
body would be found in his impounded Tesla, and countless leaked screenshots and videos would be.
How is he still like? How? Why is he not in jail? Why is he not in jail?
Release his hit song Romantic Homicide on September 7th of 2022. Conveniently, that's actually Celeste's birthday. She would have turned 13 years old that year.
Ew, what the fuck?
David had to have been dating Celeste whenever she was 13. Assuming
Ew.
the song was wrote about her because it was literally posted on her birthday. But if he had enough of an attachment to her to write a song for her, he would have had to have known her before this point, which means that she would have been 12 years old. And with the song being titled Romantic Homicide, we can assume they had some sort of romantic relationship, but the allegations would only get worse.
Arrest this man! Diddy 2.0? Nah, this is more like Diddy beta. This isn't even 1.0. This is just Diddy beta right here.
After this point, because numerous leaked screenshots from David's Discord proved that even years ago, he had some sort of romantic relationship with Celeste. Not just that, but many people even called her his.
She went missing in April. This is in March. So this is a month before.
Which, considering the fact that she was
this is like right before. Because that was like March 28th.
He has a
yeah, Diddy.5.
Dating right now. Her name is Celeste. I'm in a song crisis right now. Drop the one with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez. It looked like so many people knew about David and Celeste's relationship.
So like
that Celeste was a missing girl, yet they did nothing about it. Didn't go to authorities or even confront David about it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, things only got
bystanders. bystanders.
Pictures would show David even paying off people to keep
Bystanders.
their mouth shut about the situation. It's
Wow.
really disturbing when you think about it. This guy is a PDF file from what I've heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that he was dating an 8th grader. Let's just call her C. And she would go on trips with him to LA.
Where are her parents? Where are her parents?
Something was going on.
This is just a terrible like. This is just like a terrible. I'm just gonna turn my mic up a little bit. Ew.
Literally being a 13 to 15-year-old when she was dating him. In the court of law,
bro, I ain't gonna lie. This motherfucker need to be. He needs life.
David getting convicted of murder, but
he needs life.
And a arpist. A leaked song from a couple years ago.
He needs to be.
Him literally talking about Celeste. Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh, Celeste.
I have to see if there's like any like what's going on, bro. I just want to interject here just to say like the fact that this relationship was just so. Straighten this out. Was so public and like just out there and nobody cared. It seemed like it's kind of crazy. But I will say, as shown in the video, Janke goes over it. There were a lot of people that were like pressing him, like on his Discord server and things of that nature. So it did not go unnoticed. It just went unreported. It's just that's just weird and like interesting to me. I think it's like a reflection of our society. I'm not trying to get all deep with it, but like just the fact of like this is not the first time something like this has happened where like there's a crime being committed in front of a bunch of people or whatever the case may be, and people are just bystanders. I'm not saying you have to be like Superman or anything like that, but like don't be a bystander either, you know.
This girl who was being taken advantage of is gone. I feel like this entire situation is a wake-up call that celebrities are almost never the kind of people you think they are. Even if they portray themselves as a good
Stop idolizing people, man.
They're righteous people behind the scenes.
Also, David's just like when we work together, he's just like so good in the room and is just so creative.
Stop idolizing people.
And he's a good person too. He's a great person, yeah.
So what is this? Just like a Glaze campaign? A Glaze crusade?
Behind the scenes, they just know him from what they've seen, their impressions of him, where he was a good guy. Even though we obviously know now that that is not the case. XQC has undoubtedly had the biggest deep dive on the David situation, with people even sending him emails.
Like you never know what people do behind closed doors. Like you can't. I feel like everybody, at least especially like in this day and age, like everybody puts on a sort of like persona when they go out the house, right? Some people call it like code switching or whatever, like at jobs, whatever the case may be. Like I could eat butt cheeks behind closed doors. I can't even say that with a straight face. No, I'm just playing, but like, especially with celebrities because they have so much access to like money and all that, and I feel like money corrupts in some sort of capacity depending on like how much you let it and like self-discipline and all that. So like especially with celebrities, like you gotta take them at face value.
But all start after XQC would get an email from a random viewer, and this is what it would say.
I decided to open my emails for whatever reason. I saw some person tell me about this David
Oh
thing.
my goodness.
And dude, it was some crazy shit, but it made sense. Look at this shit. It's based on some shit like fuck.
Hold up.
Dude, it was some crazy shit, but it made sense. Look at this shit.
Can y'all read that? I'll read it. The blood moon was September 7th, matching her birthday. I'm assuming that's the day she was murdered too. Too much symbolism and patterns that look uncannily similar to a human sacrifice. He's even mocking her on his socials. She was last seen with the Hello Kitty necklace before she disappeared. His profile picture on Instagram is a Hello Kitty, and his profile picture on TikTok is a bloody, blindfolded Hello Kitty. Whether he's mocking her or not, he made her a symbol. So now is he also in a cult? Is he satanic too? I was even seeing videos on TikTok about how this blood moon was to sacrifice things in your life to become who you're supposed to be way before I even heard about. Oh, it's just like a freaking like Illuminati fame thing. That is so fucked up. Probably like bought into like conspiracy theory hype. before I even heard about this, because I kind of believed in the spiritual side of all of that kind of stuff, the good side of it. But after seeing all this, I really do now, because the odds are just too crazy that it's terrifying. And after seeing how people treat it on the bad side, even up and coming celebrities, this is also fucking scary. So it seems like a lot of people, what's going on, Paint? Thank you. A lot of people knew what was up, but just didn't, I don't know. Yep. So I don't know if this is real or factual, or if whatever the case may be, but that kind of answers the question of the motive behind it. If this is true, if this is some sort of cult, Illuminati BS, who knows? But it would answer a lot of questions of the behavior and actions afterwards of being so public about everything and being so not symbolic, but I think it's not unlikely. It's not, I don't doubt it. If he was just one of those common plebeians that bought into some conspiracy theory hype and tried to sell his soul or some crap like that. I don't know. But it is crazy. It is crazy. Stuff XQC got that email out of nowhere, apparently. That's scary. That is scary. For that to be that uncannily, I don't think that's a word, eerily descriptive of the situation, for all of those things to match up very, not accurately, but very closely to that email is kind of weird. I don't think it's something that to just write off. Not saying that it was successful, not saying he successfully offered a sacrifice and got to wherever he wanted to be, but just the fact that that may be a motive behind it, but that's the last clip I'm going to show from the video. Like I said, if you want to watch it, link will be in the description. It's a very in-depth video of everything, and he have another one, I believe, too. But the big question, right, is why is he still free? Why has he not been arrested? Why has he not been charged? Well, I just looked into that and found a pretty interesting reason, to say the least. This article, according to Men's Journal, and a bunch of different sources that I've seen, but I just did not want to read the article because it was covered in ads, says that the simplest explanation for why David has not even been listed as a suspect is that authorities have not even concluded that a murder actually occurred. While TMZ has reported multiple times that the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division is leading the investigation into the death of the 15-year-old girl, and the investigation is being treated like a murder, it has not officially been deemed a homicide investigation. Law enforcement officials told ABC News that the reason the investigation is not currently considered a homicide investigation is that authorities have not yet determined how Rivas died, which means they do not have enough evidence to definitively state that she was murdered. I'm like I said, I'm just a smooth brain. I have no idea. I have a very, very limited knowledge of how the justice system works and all that. I have done my research from time to time and brushed up on my rights and things of that nature. But can't you question somebody without I feel like the fact that it was his vehicle is enough probable cause to at least question him, right? To at least question him. So yeah, then it talks about how ABC News legal expert pretty much just repeated what they said. And then he said, law enforcement does not have the answers they want in order to be able to confront or question David, especially without an autopsy report as to the cause and manner of death. If investigators are able to determine the cause of death and conclude that it was a homicide, then authorities could begin identifying suspects. As of now, however, they can't name a suspect in a crime they aren't even sure occurred. As of now, David has not been arrested, has not been named a suspect in the case, and a spokesperson for the artist has maintained that he is fully cooperating with the investigation. So it seems like the autopsy report is the golden goose, that's the trigger, you know, the shot heard around the world for the call or the start of this investigation. It seems like once they get that autopsy report back, they can begin actually investigating suspects, et cetera, questioning. I didn't know that was like I didn't know that was like protocol or procedure or whatever. But I mean, it makes sense. In my eyes, this seems like I would be highly surprised if that autopsy report comes back as like not homicidal or no indications of a homicide or murder or even any foul play. Which is why, like, I guess, like, to follow procedures and protocols, they can't question him until then. But, like, I feel like there can be at least, like I don't know. It's just so interesting to see how this plays out and will continue to play out. I'll continue to keep an eye on it, which is something I don't normally do with like news stories and stuff like this. But this one is just very, very interesting. It's just so weird. Like everything surrounding it is just so weird. Like in stream, I tried to spin this off and play devil's advocate of like, well, let's just say like it could have been a situation where like there was a crazed fan or something where like it was a situation where like I don't want her to be with you, I want to be with you, or something like that. So like I you know, if I can't have you, no one can. But like, why would they plant the body in his car and ruin his career and all that? Like I said, unless it's like I can't have you, no one can. But like, they also, I feel like they would try to be getting with him. You know, they would try to swoop in, rebound, or like we haven't seen anything like that, at least not that I saw. And then I try to think of it like, okay, well, someone sees that these two people shouldn't be together, like this is sick, but they wouldn't kill her to get that relationship broken up. They would report that to the authorities, you know, like if this is something that should not be happening, which it clearly shouldn't, because like we said, it's pedophilia, it's weird. They wouldn't kill her. That would be 10 times worse. Like they would have reported that to authorities. So like no matter what way you slice it, there is no like justifying this at all. Someone died, someone very young died. Like there is no justifying this. There's no way to spin this in any way that like favors him in this outcome, or like an outcome that favors him. Like he is guilty. No matter what, he is guilty of at least one thing, and one thing for sure is dating a minor. So I think if anything, like that alone needs to be investigated. I know the murder and all that, like for sure that needs to be investigated and all that, but until that comes back with him being a potential suspect, they need to put eyes on him, period, point blank, because of this relationship, period, point blank, right? Like this, that needs to be investigated alone, which I'm kind of perplexed as to why that isn't, but whatever, that's our justice system for you. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a bit because I didn't know it existed. Yeah, that's about it. Very interesting stuff.